One of the most difficult experiences that any human being will go through in this life is the experience of being rejected. Everybody at one point or the other has experienced rejection, and more so rejection sometimes, many times obviously, and most painfully from very significant people. You know, people who you do not expect that they will reject you or will subject you to rejection. People that you love, people who you care about sometimes will reject you. My name is Mwai, and for the next few moments I invite you as we reflect on what I have entitled that rejection is not fatal. Rejection is not fatal. Now, as I've already mentioned, that we will all go through rejection every now and then. In this life, you will experience rejection. You expect to be loved, but then instead of that, you meet with somebody who decides that they want nothing to do with you. It can be subtle, it can be very overt, it can be just in your face, and they reject you. Jesus Christ, our Lord, was rejected. He was acquainted with rejection. He suffered the grief of rejection, rejected by his very own, rejected by the very people he came to minister to, the very people that he healed. He was rejected. And many times you will be rejected, sometimes even by the very people who you were good to, people maybe you gave a favor, did a favor for, people maybe who you were generous to. And sometimes they will just turn around and they will reject you as if you never did anything good to them. But I want to remind you, in that moment of rejection, because what usually happens is that when we are rejected, we sometimes can get into a season of depression. Sometimes we can find ourselves developing bitterness, unforgiveness, hate, resentment, or we build up walls around ourselves. We become cynical and we react in a very negative manner. But I want to encourage you that when you come to that moment, when you come to a season of rejection, and believe me, it is coming. It doesn't matter who you are, it is coming. And not because I wish it on you, but it is just this is part of the journey of life. When you come to that place of rejection, please always remind yourself a few things. Number one is that rejection is not fatal. It will not kill you. It will not destroy you. It is painful, yes. It is heartbreaking, yes. It is negative, yes. But it will not kill you. You will never die because somebody walked out on you. You will never die because people rejected you. It is not fatal. The second thing you must remember is that even in that season of rejection, the problem is not necessarily you. Because sometimes when we're rejected, we think that, oh, maybe I did something wrong, or maybe something's wrong with me. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Rejection is a choice that people make. You may be perfect, you may be a good person, you may be doing your best, but you will still be rejected. So don't turn your focus on yourself and begin self-blame and begin putting yourself down or losing your self-confidence, because it probably and most likely has nothing to do with you. The third thing you must always remember is that our Lord Jesus was rejected. He was rejected, but for a good purpose and for a good reason. And if he was rejected, we too will, in this journey of faith, will find and will go through rejection. But then finally, I need you to remember this, that rejection is only a sign that God has something better for you. Sometimes God allows us to be rejected so that he can remove certain people from your life. Sometimes we go through rejection so that he can redirect my focus. He can redirect my path. He can redirect me in my journey of faith. Because remember, rejection is not fatal. So something good, God is up to something good. Yes, I know it never looks like it. It doesn't look or feel like it. But I want to assure you, all things work together for good. So have you been rejected, or are you going through a season of rejection? Please don't despair. Don't lose hope. Rejection is not fatal. God is working it out, and he will work it out in your favor. And one of these fine days, you will look back and you will thank God that you went through that experience. May the Lord give you strength. May the Lord give you courage to continue moving on, to continue putting your faith in him, even in the face of such difficulties, such as rejection. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord cause his face to shine upon you. May he preserve you till the day of his appearing. Please feel free to share this video with somebody who needs this kind of encouragement. God bless you.